Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, and welcome, people, to episode 208 of Dude and the Monkey. I am one of your co-hosts, Mark Foster. As ever, I am joined by
Ian Loring. Hello.
And we have a guest this week to discuss Alien Covenant. We are joined by
Andrew Jones, Living for Your Booze.
Yes. So, we're joined by Andrew to discuss Alien Covenant. It's a film that I wouldn't quite say excited for, apprehensive about. I don't know, there's a lot of mixed emotions post Prometheus towards the Alien franchise from pretty much everybody, it seems. But finally it is here, so we're going to discuss that, the usual tangents and other bits. I promised I'm not going to talk about Prometheus, but I can see myself talking about it because I did watch it again. Not only did I watch it, I bought it.
For $3.99 on iTunes.
For $3.99 on iTunes, yeah. And if you buy anything for $3.99 on iTunes, any film, you should be glad that you bought a whole film for $3.99 on iTunes. Yet I am mildly angry about the fact that I now own Prometheus, because now I own it and it's there. I might watch it again.
I rented it for $3.49, and here comes the first tangent of the show. iTunes were really, really fucking cheeky this past week.
Ooh, they were with the Prometheus thing.
Well,
are you about to say what I think you're about to say?
Yeah, so over the days leading up to Alien Covenant, Monday through Thursday, they had Aliens 1 to 4 for $3.99 each.
Yeah.
And then on Friday, what do? The whole lot for a tenner, was it?
Yeah. Also, did you notice when did you get Prometheus? Or when did you rent Prometheus?
I rented it on Wednesday night.
Because it was... When did I watch it? I watched it on Wednesday as well, I think. But I was going to watch it the week before, and I was going to rent it the weekend before. But it was actually... it was $6.99 up until Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then they dropped it to $3.99. I thought you were going to mention the fact that it was $6.99 right up to release day, and then once release day hits, it went. But also as well, Sky did the same thing as they did with Guardians of the Galaxy.
It was taken off of fucking Sky Go, was it?
It was taken off of Sky Go, but you could rent it from Sky, or you could buy it from Sky. And it was, I put it after the Guardians thing, I went on a Sky On Demand, and I downloaded Prometheus to my planner, and then when I went to go and watch it, gone.
Question. How easy was it to access Alien vs. Predator Requiem at this point?
I think, isn't Alien Requiem on one of the streaming services? Isn't it on Netflix? I'm sure it's on Sky as well.
Shove it onto anything to make sure people try and watch it. If you can.
Alien Requiem, that's the sequel, isn't it?
That's the second AVP, the one.
Yeah.
You can buy it on iTunes, both in unrated and original cut form, but they cost $7.99 each.
There's an unrated.
Oh yeah, more abortion sequence.
Hang on, yeah, it's it's like 8 minutes longer as well. Wow. You can rent the unrated cut. I will never watch that film again because that fucking horrible bit in the maternity ward was like this film is. I mean, it was a trashy film.
Yep.
But then with that bit, it got straight up like reprehensible. Like that bit's fucking. Like,
if you're going to go
disgusting.
to the edge, you might as well jump off. I think that was their thought.
Yeah. No, I get that, but it's supposed to be some like knockabout fun, and then you've got that, and it feels
icky.
Icky's definitely a word for it. Yeah.
Well, you know how I like my ickiness, so I kind of quite enjoy it. I saw it at the cinema actually.
Oh yeah,
you were the one.
Yeah, sorry. Go on, Andrew.
No, I was just going to say, I was surprised anyone did. I thought it didn't do very well when no one saw it. Well, that was the whole point of the film.
I think me and Ian saw it. We also, our previous car was chosen solely on the basis because when they gave us the list of number plates to choose our car, one of them was AVP, so we chose that.
That's definitely.
I get that.
That's definitely a reason to buy a car.
We both kind of looked at it and went, ooh, that one.
Fuck's sake.
Well, that one only comes in red. That's fine. Don't fucking matter.
Whichever car dealership won, you lost.
Yes.
Okay.
Cool. Right, well, that was our first tangent out of the way. Has anything in the wonderful world of film happened this week that we should discuss? We lost Powers Booth.
Yeah, we did. That was sad.
It was, yeah, because he was one of those great kind of early character actors.
It was weird. It was weird that him and Jenny Agutter kind of have become faces on screens in Marvel movies. I mean, she had a bit more to do in Winter Soldier, but it's odd that is like the direction that she has gone down, I suppose. But yeah, man. I mean, fuck, he was a beast.
Yeah, he was. If you look back at, he had some great sort of performances and some great runs.
I feel kind of guilty about this. I bought Tombstone on Blu-ray a couple of months ago and watched it for the first time in like a decade and a half. And then after that, Bill Paxton left us and now Powers Booth has left us. It's like once a month.
So Sam Elliott's going to fucking die soon then.
Yeah, let's pray for him.
Let's pray for him, yeah, because I want him to do another series of The Ranch.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
I'm uninformed. I'm not saying anything. I'm uninformed on that. I'll let you two hash that one out.
It's The Ranch is one of those shows that you will either love or be normal. And it literally is just Ashton Kutcher and that other guy from the 70s show just saying cock jokes to each other for 27 minutes.
Yep. And sometimes Sam Elliott's there to bring on mustache.
To make gay jokes.
Yep.
So I loved it.
Oh, I'm glad it's made for someone.
Yeah,
Netflix, someone will love it.
Some idiot will fucking lap this shit up. Yes. Anything else happened that we should discuss before we get into trailers?
Not that I can think of.
No, I don't. Not that I can think of either. Not that. Can't think of anything that's kind of cropped up. So trailers. What has everyone seen this week? I take it everyone's watched the Emojis trailer.
Yeah, actually, I did.
I did as well, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it just looks like
Wreck-It Ralph emoji.
I'm not offended by the fact that there's an emoji film. It's like fucking whatever. It's not for me. But it just, I mean, I'm gonna have to see it obviously because I have a 3-year-old. But it feels like it's just going to be going down that route of, you are not just one thing. Be true to yourself. It's the Angry Birds film again.
Which was Wreck-It Ralph again.
Yeah,
except with racism.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, like that film was exactly like, you are the bomb one, you do this. You are the yellow one, you do this. You are the red one, you do this. And but you don't have to be that. It's exactly what this is, and it's a good moral for kids to have. But I have watched a lot of kids' films over the last year, and it feels like that's the moral in about 2/3 of them.
Yeah.
At least with Lego Batman, there's a bit of like, oh God, what's the tagline for that film? Like, be yourself if you're Batman, or something like that, which is great. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Dane DeHaan starring Ballerina is very much on that as well, and Kung Fu Panda is, and what Pixar films were there last year. It feels like that's exactly what they're going for, except you got a shit emoji there as well.
Yeah, it'd be interesting how they do the poo emoji.
I don't know. I mean, I thought that whole thing at the end about like, should we wash our hands? And then there's just them laughing at each other. I actually thought was, that wasn't bad. Like it's. I will watch it. It will be an hour and a half of my life I'll never get back, and I'll continue with my life.
I love the way that on the Emoji Movie Wikipedia page, it actually says based on emojis.
Like, who the fuck created emojis? Who's getting like the royalties for this?
So page from the late 90s. It appears to be one of those things that nobody actually owns the rights to.
That can't be right.
Someone must
There's a
have.
rich, mysterious
wait,
billionaire in a
Apple.
volcano.
Apple.
Really? Really?
Yeah. Yeah, Apple.
Right, so basically Apple are going to get a shit ton of money off of this somehow. Right, fair enough. I mean, what did you guys think of the trailer?
Like you say, I'll end up watching it. I know I will. But it didn't offend me in any way. I don't. Like you say, it's not made for me. It's not made for you. It's not made for us. It's made for your daughter and no son and kids. So it'd be like your daughter bitching and moaning about Alien Covenant existing.
Actually, to be fair, I was watching La La Land last night, and I didn't manage to get through the whole thing, so I won't talk about it this week. But I started watching that in front of her because it was like, yeah, it's a 12, but she wasn't paying any attention. She was just watching her iPad. Got 5 minutes into it, and she was like, "Daddy, this is boring. Put something else on." She wasn't even watching it, and and it's like, yeah, do you know what? All right, fair enough. La La
It is
Land
boring for
probably
you.
is boring to you. That's cool. I had to sit through The Boss Baby for the second time today. You don't
Fucking
hear
loved
me
it.
complaining, but no,
It's a better movie than La La Land.
Shut your mouth, Andrew. No, I mean, like, to be fair, The Boss Baby is not that bad. There is a bit where he turns into an actual baby, eats a load of change, and then when he turns back into Alec Baldwin, he says, "I think I just ate about $1.75," which I thought was quite funny. So it has its qualities. Does The Boss Baby? I still have questions about that fucking film. Even a second ago around didn't is not going to help me sleep any better at night. But that's it. I mean, like, I stuck Cars 2 on for her when we got home today, and it was just like, fine. There you go. Watch that shite. It's at least it looks pretty.
So go on, what other trailers have we all watched this week?
Fuck me. War for the Planet of the Apes. I'm looking forward to it, but it looks fucking depressing.
It looks bleak, doesn't it?
Well, so was Dawn.
Yeah.
That was a pretty
the thing
tough
is,
watch.
with Dawn, there was that whole, like, him and Jason Clarke getting along kind of thread. This is basically Woody Harrelson doesn't like monkeys, and he's going to blow them the fuck up. Great.
So it's like if Gary Oldman's character had his own spin-off movie and there was no one else who was a hero.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like, you get the feeling that Woody Harrelson's turned up and gone, so you think he was a cunt? Well, you didn't see nothing yet, motherfucker.
That should be the tagline.
Yeah, it should be.
No, I mean, it don't get me wrong. I mean, it looks really impressive. I'm very intrigued to see where the story goes. But as much as I like the first two, I don't feel a lot of heat for this.
It's a bit like this year's Star Trek. It's happening, and people will go and see it. But if it didn't happen, nobody would ask where it was.
Yeah, I feel that's fair. I mean, the thing is, it's just the aesthetic as well just doesn't scream summer blockbuster. Like, it looks like it's going to be 2 hours of really impressive action and kind of badass ape versus people stuff, but in the end, everybody's going to be miserable. Even the apes are going to win, and Caesar's either going to be dead or he's going to be fucking miserable.
Yeah, or he's going to literally rip a human's face off.
Yeah, no, exactly. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing, and it just, he was already going down a bit of a dark path because of like ape killing ape at the end of the second one, and it's like maybe he's gonna go down that, and who knows? I mean, it might be fantastic. I don't know. I'm finding it hard to get up for it, which is so weird because it's me and it's a film about apes.
Yeah, it's a little bit strange that if that can't appeal to you, then I'm getting fucking worried for it.
Yeah, I would.
It sounds like the film that should have a Werner Herzog narration over it by the.
It should.
It really should. That's a very good call, Andrew. Yes, it should.
But again, most films should. I mean, I'd watch The Boss Baby again if they decided to have him do the narration and play the Boss Baby.
Isn't he the narrator in the Penguins of Madagascar film?
He's in that for like a minute as a brief cameo, yeah.
Right, okay, yeah.
So good.
I need to watch that at some point.
It is great.
Really?
Yeah. That's not a joke.
I actually really quite like the third Madagascar film.
That third one is really fun.
Yeah, because it literally just, it just starts with an action scene and then just continues down that road all the way through it. I got about halfway through it and thought, this has been so busy. I'm exhausted just watching it. It must be incredible to be a child watching this.
It is a full-blown cartoon in the best way possible, that one.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And and I laughed heartily at Madagascar 3, to be honest. Anything else from anybody? Did anybody watch the Kill Switch trailer from the visionary director?
Yeah. Andrew, Mark was just having quite the WhatsApp meltdown about this, actually. So, tell us.
It's become my little fucking bugbear of everything being from a visionary director. So we've had it with the Gore Verbinski film that was earlier from the visionary director of
the
Pirates. That's the one. The Pirates of the Caribbean film and the Weatherman. So yeah, visionary. There was another couple I think that got visionary directors, and then I watched the trailer for Kill Switch, which I'm interested in because it's got Dan Stevens in it and he makes interesting choices. And I watched the trailer going, this looks quite interesting. And then it comes up with from the visionary director Tim Smith, and I thought, I don't recognise his name. And then thought, am I just being phenomenally arrogant in thinking that just because I'm a film fan and, that I should just know every director? So I IMDb'd it and thought, right, don't recognise any of these films that are on his, his most popular list or his filmography thing. Then I looked at them, they're all visual effects things, and I thought, wonder what he's directed. This is it. Kill Switch is his first directed film. No short films or anything, just this. How the fuck is that visionary?
I thought you meant This Is It as in the Michael Jackson documentary.
Nope. He was but he was the visual effects supervisor on Tiger House.
Ooh.
And Last Passenger.
What's that now?
That's like a Blu-ray that I've seen on Tesco shelves.
Yes. Tiger House stars nobody. Last Passenger stars nobody, and Tiger House stars that girl, Dougray Scott, and that girl who was in The Maze Runner and Skins, who always looks like she fucking thinks that, her own farts smell like rose.
Kaya,
the one from the new Pirates.
Kaya Scodelario? Yeah, she's in the new Pirates, that's right, yeah.
Is she? Well, there's a fucking surprise.
I remember seeing this before XXX3 came to our shores. Whatever film he did before that was a poster which said, from acclaimed director DJ Caruso. Now, you name one film which I would say acclaimed. I mean, you can't even say Two for the Money.
No, Two for the Money is...
which, the closest you'll get in terms of calibre of actors.
Yeah, it is. And even Two for the Money isn't a great film. DJ fucking Caruso. For a start off, DJ Caruso is a man in his 50s and he still goes by DJ, so...
I won't have a bad word.
He can't call himself Dwayne Johnson Caruso anymore.
I will not have a bad word to say about that man after the return of Xander Cage.
You did enjoy
Gosh, you're one of those.
Cage,
that fucking... the 4K of that. Oh.
He also did the film Taking Lives. Has anybody seen this?
The Angelina Jolie one.
Oh, it's a great one where she lies in the grave at the start of the movie to get a feel for it all, and you just think, fuck off.
That's deep, man. I get it. That's poetry.
It is. That was
Angelina
Jolie at peak dickhead. Anything else? Any other trailers anyone's watched?
Nope.
So did no one watch the 47 Meters Down trailer?
What the hell?
What the fuck's that?
47 Meters Down is a film starring Mandy Moore and somebody else. And Matthew Modine's in it as well, about two girls who go on a snorkeling trip or something like that and go down in a one of those viewing cages to view some fish, and then the wire snaps and they get plummeted 47 metres down to the bottom of the seabed, but there's sharks surrounding them and they have to get out back onto the surface.
What if we made open water, but like deep underground? Yeah.
But the thing about this trailer is it looks, okay. It's the sort of thing that if you did start watching and maybe you'd end up finishing and going, do you know what? That was a bit shit, but it was all right at being shit. Except the graphics that come up that tell you the title and come up and say like words like chilling, and the people who are in it honestly looks like somebody made it on a 99p app on their phone. It is horrendous. In fact, I don't think it was the 99p one. It was the free one. It was the light version, and they didn't want to pay the 99p.
They get ads halfway through when they're rendering.
Yeah, it is. Honestly, it is the trailer. Probably don't watch the film, but watch the trailer just for how bad the graphics are over the what is it. It's quite something.
Can you go back a second? You said Mandy Moore and Matthew Modine. Were they just casting based on M?
Yes, I think they are.
Okay, right.
They literally just they just randomised for actors that they could find that would be cheap and just land on M and went, yep, top two's fine.
It could be a visionary director trying to do like an art house film experiment by like casting based completely on one letter. That would be interesting.
I'm
got
sure
Mark the
somebody's
Shark.
done that. That sounds like an Abel Ferreira thing, that. I hope he's
That
listening.
was a spit take.
Cool. Right, so, shall we get into it, guys?
Let's do this.
I guess
Shall we
so.
get into the main event, Alien Covenant. It is set 9 years, I think, after the events of Prometheus.
I thought it was 10, but sure.
I thought it was 8, so let's.
Yeah, let's call it 9 then. Yeah, nice.
Well, no, let's fucking find out.
What?
No, it doesn't
Do you want to get
matter.
actual facts?
It doesn't. Yeah.
2000. Well, we're all fucking wrong. It would be. Even the film's wrong.
Well, I mean.
Oh no, wait.
Later.
4 years later, so that would be 2093. It is 11 years later.
Oh,
Oh, okay, fair enough.
double figures.
But it does mention. I thought it was 9. It does mention in the film that it's 10.
Yeah, didn't
So
they
they
say
couldn't
like
do
that
very much.
ship that disappeared 10 years ago
10 years
or something?
ago, yeah. But it's actually 11.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, yeah.
there might be scientists or something. They don't want to be specific about when a ship's disappeared.
Yeah.
That's just silly.
Yeah.
Well, 11 and a half years ago, maybe a couple of extra months, give or take, that disappeared. Who's saying that?
Oh, give me 2 seconds, guys.
Oh, Mark
What?
does this like wank breaks. He just has to do it.
You think it's a
Every
fast bender and suddenly it's like... boom.
Yeah, straight up. Every 20
We'll do
minutes
the
or so,
finger.
he just has to go off and.
I'm back.
That was a quick one.
Yes, so it stars Michael... fucking hell. Michael Fassbender, Catherine Waterston, Billy Crudup, Danny McBride, and James Franco's face.
Burning face.
James Franco's burning face.
As we close our eyes to dream at night, James Franco's burning face.
Yes. It is not written by a cunt. It is written by John Logan.
Jesus Hold on.
And it is directed by Ridley Scott.
We
As
have
we
an
say, set
explicit
11,
tag
10
as
or 9 or
well.
8 years after the events of Prometheus. They're now on a terraforming mission to some planet, Origi 6, I believe.
Origai 6.
Origai 6. He sounds like a Belgian footballer.
Yes,
But they start getting a little blip and some bits from the Prometheus after all the crew gets woken up because shit goes wrong. Michael Fassbender is Walter, I believe, in this one, not David.
correct.
So yes, we'll let you go back first, Andrew. What did you think of Alien Covenant?
Is it a film? I don't think it was. It was like a series of things that kind of happened. It's one of those films that decides to go, here's a couple of steps that you expect from an alien movie, or you expect at this point from any kind of sci-fi horror movie, and then let's press on to the Prometheus thing of, who made us? What is gods? What does it mean to create?
Did you just say
And then
what
sits
is
around with
gods?
us. What is gods? Yes.
Okay, what is gods?
Yes.
Right, okay.
Are you going to question my syntax the entire way through?
What is gods?
What is gods?
What are gods?
No,
what is
no,
God?
I'm sticking with what is gods. Yeah?
I don't agree, but okay, you do it. You do you.
I do you. I do me. Okay. Yeah, and so it's a lot of twiddling thumbs, procrastinating on philosophy, and then a couple of moments of CGI action.
I think you're missing out some fluting.
Oh, yep, sorry. You blow, I will do the fingering.
Definitely something
That is
missing.
Michael Fassbender. Shame. Yeah.
So, Ian, your initial thoughts before we delve more into it. Alien Covenant, what did you think?
Yeah, so I mean, I was dreading it, to be honest, going in, like very, very, very nervous about it. And I mean, I liked it. I do like it better than Prometheus. I'm slightly wary about Call. I think it's a good time. I'm not entirely sure if it's a good film. The thing is, it kind of panders to me, almost in a hurts so good kind of way. Like, I know I shouldn't be enjoying this, but the bits of the original score popping up, like it. The titles, like it. And, you know, there are elements through the film which I enjoy. I also like the fact that it seemed quite satisfied to answer a bunch of shit. Yes, it's setting up another one, but it didn't quite feel as leaving shit unanswered as I thought it was going to. It's interesting because watching Prometheus the night beforehand and then watching this, it does kind of feel like Ridley Scott just went like, fuck it, and course people, you might say course corrected, but it's more like just like course pandered. It was like, right, people don't really like Shaw, people don't really care about the engineers, so even though the last scene of Prometheus, apart from like the alien bit, the last scene with her saying like I am going to go off and find our makers, and it's basically, no, you're not. You're going to be killed by creepy robot man, and your makers are literally going to be seen alive in like one flashback scene in the film. It feels weird that Ridley Scott directed this after directing Prometheus, because while thematically there are similar elements and certainly the visual style is the same, it kind of feels like it's aggressively trying to ignore the key characters of Prometheus apart from David. It's very, very odd in that way, and it feels like another director soft rebooting things.
Yeah.
It's messy. It is really, really messy, and I just got to say right now, the Billy Crudup's character, will get into him, and we'll get into this particular scene, but it annoys me so much, the gestation period of the alien in this film. It really, really, really annoys me.
Yep.
Like, it just, they did it in AVP as well, the Paul W.S. Anderson one, but this is Ridley Scott doing, like forgetting a key tenet of his own film. And I was thinking, well, maybe this isn't the final evolved version, and maybe the final version needs to take more time because, for example, I don't know, maybe this version doesn't have acid for blood or something like that. No, it has acid for blood. It's
all there.
It's a straight up fucking xenomorph. But apparently, David's tinkering in the future is going to make them more shit.
Yeah.
Okay, Mark, go.
Yes, remember, guys, we are all spoilers all the time. I'm sure regular listeners will know that.
Yeah.
And if we have new listeners ever, then we are all spoilers all the time. So we've just spelled Alien Covenant for you. Well, there's two things, you see. I'm very conflicted with this because of the actual movie, I enjoyed the actual movie. Yes, it's messy and it's a bit shit at points, but also at least it felt like an Alien film. It felt like part of the Alien franchise. And let's not fucking beat on the bush. Let's not forget that actually we've got, even if we're just counting the Alien films and we're not bringing the AVP films into it, we've got Alien, fantastic. Aliens, brilliant. Alien 3, I really like it, but let's admit, it's a bit fucking, it's very messy. Alien Resurrection is just, I think it's a bad film. And then Prometheus is crap. So it's not like Alien, the franchise, has a history of always being fucking top level stuff. So there is that to take into account. But I did actually quite enjoy Covenant in the sense that I enjoyed the film I was watching. What I don't like is the idea that they've now, because it's a prequel, they've gone before, so everything that's happened since is based essentially around this movie. Because when Prometheus came out, everyone thought we were getting an Alien prequel, and he was very quick to kind of say, once it came to the very sort of latter stages of the promo stuff, it was very quick to say, this isn't the Alien prequel, this is the films before the Alien prequel that will get made. Alien Covenant is an Alien prequel. It is almost the Xenomorph origin story. And I just didn't like the way that the fucking origins of Xenomorphs came about. It feels a bit like, fuck. I enjoyed what I was watching, but with that, you've kind of sullied the whole fucking thing for me.
The thing is, you were saying that to me the other day, actually, and
which is a rarity, because I very rarely talk about the film if we're going to discuss or not, is it, before we actually discuss on the podcast. But that was eating away at me so much that I had to discuss it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with that, I was surprised that they actually gave us an explanation as to where the Xenomorphs actually directly came from in this film. You know, considering Ridley Scott said there was going to be at least one more film, it kind of feels odd that they've done that. However, I like the idea of a being created by man being pissed off with its creator and deciding to create something else with absolutely no feeling whatsoever, and it feels the Xenomorph feels like a creature designed by a being that gives not one shit about the consequences.
Yeah. Which, I can see your point behind that, and I can see the logic behind that, but I think it's one of those where you either go with it or it loses you, and there it did kind of lose me. I did kind of go, do you know what? I liked the idea that this was just a perfectly evolved thing, a perfectly evolved killing machine.
That they just randomly find.
Yeah, rather than this thing something that we created, then created because it had daddy issues. It just feels a little bit. It was very much, well, there's this perfect organism, but actually, oh my god, we kind of created the perfect organism by creating what we thought was the perfect version of ourselves that then went wrong, and that then created the thing that could be our ultimate demise.
It's just, I appreciate this more than it was a killing machine devised by an alien race or something like that. Like, I'm not creative enough to think of something better than what we've got here, but it feels to me like the explanation could have been a lot worse and a lot dumber.
It could have been, but the interestingness of it was the fact that it was the mystery behind it all. It is just this thing. Why do we have to find out where the fuck that thing originated from? Why can't, originally Prometheus was, where do we come from? It was going to see the engineers because they created, where did they come from? And it just so happened that the alien fucking thing was there. Now it's not, they've gone, I would have shit about the engineers, no one cares about them. Now we want to know where this came from.
Yeah, I mean,
and I'm not bothered where that came from.
It's like if the new Predator movie decided to say, hey, look, we're going to discuss the origins. What happened was a human jizzed on a wasp.
Yeah.
And it gave us the Predator.
Yeah, no, it's the thing is, I mean, I get the feeling that Ridley Scott is damned if he does, damned if he don't at this point, because it's like if he doubled down on, I really do not care about Alien. This is something set in the Alien world, but it's really about different things, and there might be nods to it, like it kind of felt like he wanted to do.
Well, that's what he did with Prometheus.
Yeah, exactly.
With Prometheus, what he seemed to do was go, hang on a minute, no, this is a sci-fi movie. I'm with Scott. I don't make horror movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, what changed apart from? I mean, he's been quoted in interviews as saying like he thought the alien was cooked. He thought there was an apple in its mouth and it was done, or an orange in its mouth and it was done. But obviously people told him, well, we're not done with it. And it's like, all right, well, you aggressively were pushing your own agenda with the first one. With this one, you're aggressively pushing a skewed fanboy perspective on it. So what's the next one gonna be? Because, I mean, I suppose that's the big question going forward. It's like, right, what is the next one? They land on the planet and then David just sets a load of hidden facehuggers on the new community? That sounds boring as fuck.
Well, no, that's it. He can now impregnate all of those people with facehuggers that are there. But I don't know, it don't make sense. They do. This is the thing, right? If you're going to make a prequel to something, or if you're going to make a series of prequels to something, what you do, or what would make sense to do, is go, right, Alien is our aim. That's where we need to get to, is Alien, or just before Alien, right? And we want to make a number of movies to get there. So you work backwards and work how you're going to get there. But they didn't. They just went, here we go, we're going to do this. We'll work out how it gets to Alien later on. And it just seems like with Prometheus, because it didn't work. And no one gave a shit about it because it wasn't really an Alien movie. They've kind of gone, like you said, they've pushed it to the side and trying to make an Alien movie, but they've tried to do everything that they probably would have done in 2 movies in 1 movie, but only actually done it in half a fucking movie, involving fighting Fassbender and fluting.
Which is the best part of the whole thing.
Aside from Danny McBride every time he's on screen, yeah.
Sure. With regards to the next film, I did have a sudden thought. Because you can have it could be kind of Aliens-like, in that you have some Marines coming over to the new colony after hearing a distress call, and there's hundreds and hundreds of them coming over to make sure everything's fine, to fight off these xenomorphs that have just appeared, and it's, humans versus aliens on a planet, and that's a film. It's not going to be great, but, it's a film.
It feels like this is a trilogy of somewhat grand ideas, and if he could just make just one more, just one, don't do 4 or 5, let's just do one more, put it to bed. You can move on with your many, many other projects you've got, Mr. Scott. And then, I don't know, if they just want to reboot the whole fucking thing, then do it. I'm still very much invested in the world enough to watch the next film. But
what if his son takes over?
Oh, God.
No.
Morgan in space.
No. Stop it. But I liked the experience of watching the film. That's the weird thing. Like I thought
That is the thing. Yeah, I agree with you there. For the vast majority of it, I quite enjoyed it. To be honest, despite the fact that everybody on that ship seemed a little bit incompetent, a little bit like, if that's the crew you've picked, which were the ones that were shit? Because they all seem to do stuff they're not really supposed to do.
Let's lock someone up in quarantine with a dying man who's spitting out blood and possibly, going to kill someone.
She goes from being composed to just being, clearly you shouldn't be on this trip, really fucking quickly.
It's one spine opening up in front of her face that changes everything.
It's a little bit like, oh, I wonder what that is. Oh, wait a minute, I'm going to lock my friend in here with whatever this is, and I'm going to run around screaming, going to get a gun for some reason.
Yeah.
Right.
It should have been easy to just go, do you know what? I'll let her out.
Again, in fairness, they weren't on a mission to investigate a distress signal. It was a choice to go down to that planet because nobody wanted to get back in those cryopod things. Like those characters didn't have like any ostensible military training. If it was the security team acting like that, yeah, fair enough. In all fairness, if that happened to me, I'd lock that fucking person in that room, no problem.
But if you're, I would say that if you're a crew of, how many is it? 12? There is a crew of
15.
15.
Yeah. You're a crew of 15 that is going to be essentially getting there to help colonize a planet. Then I would think you'd be going for the fucking top end of the scale. And they don't, essentially. They get, Direct Bride seems like he's good at it, but, he's Direct Bride. Billy Crudup seems to just fucking fold under pressure really fucking quickly. Franco can't even get out of his pod without setting himself on fire. One of them, it says he's going to go, I'm just going to go for a pee. When he goes off to have a cigarette, just say going for a cigarette. Why hide that? I'm just going to go have a quick ciggy. All right, cool. Because even if she says, no, you're not, he goes,
dangerous to smoke, I guess.
Fuck you.
Probably goes for a pee and a smoke, doesn't he?
I don't see him pee.
Well, fuck it. I don't think we... Jesus Christ, Mark. I don't think we needed to...
When will he evacuate his bowels? That's why I want to know in this sci-fi film.
But why... Right, but then why have him smoking? Why not have him peeing, turning around and accidentally stepping on the thing? Why does he have to sit down? It just seems weird.
He's just having a fag while
It's
he's
true.
going off for a
The
piss.
characterizations are kind of strange in that sense. That is, a microcosm of the problem with this film. It's just these characters just do things, and you expect that's going to come back later on. There'll be a reason someone's line is...
Like Ridley Scott films a scene where
being a bit fucking pedantic.
But it is. It's a little bit like Ridley Scott said,
Sure.
I'm going to do that, and then he went off to second unit, and his kid was doing the second unit, and went, what did Dad say you were doing? I can't remember. Oh, just have a cigarette.
Right, I'm gonna put a poll on Twitter now, basically saying, can people pee and have a cigarette at the same time? I'll say it for half an hour. We'll get the results later.
Well, you could do that, but he wasn't.
That's fine. He wasn't taking his dick out. There is no cock in Alien Covenant.
Yes, and as I always say to you, Ian, we should have more cocking films.
Yes, that's
the
true.
cock ratio to boobs is low.
Yes, it is. Very true.
I'm just doing this poll.
So, high points of the film. What were anyone's high points?
2 Michael Fassbenders in a conversation.
There is
together.
2 Michael Fassbenders.
That is just gorgeous.
I think Ian referenced this.
Mm.
The minute that they land on that planet and that it was David, you go, so David's going to replace Walter and beyond what is it?
Yeah, there is obviously no doubt in that whatsoever.
The weird thing about that was I was seeing people in the early coverage call that a twist.
It's not a twist. That all falls back to the fucking Shutter Island thing.
Go on.
If something takes narrative where it sets it up and it gets 5% of people who are watching it go, all right, yeah, then it's not a twist. That's just the film happening. But yeah, so it's not a twist.
Yeah, even
That's just the film happening.
No, I mean, like, there is a shot. The thing is, I mean, like, they're having that fight, him and Walter, and Walter's got him pinned down, and there's a shot of a knife, and then David looking at the knife, and then from there it's just like, okay, well, I see what's happened here then. And then you spend that last 20-25 minutes of the film, like, with the alien on board, and, you know, they're not questioning at all how the alien got on board. Because I'm assuming, did David help with that? Are we assuming, or?
I would assume so, yeah.
You know, so,
Yeah.
like, no questions about that at all.
No.
And also the other point that got me in this film is the fact that stereo in that shower room is louder than their emergency PA system.
And also, right, you've just got back on the ship after pretty much everybody has died. I'm sorry, I'm in an adult relationship. The first thing I think is, we need to fucking get it on in the shower. Because everyone's
We've got
dead.
to start bringing more crew back.
But
You know?
Yeah.
they were very pleased to see each other.
They were very pleased to see each other, but it should be a little bit more like, you know, but the thing is, neither of them were in peril.
Yeah, I was
They
going to say,
always
they were
in
the other
fucking
two people
ship.
on the ship with Danny McBride.
Yeah. So it's like, everybody else's partner's dead, aren't they? Yeah. Well, do you know what we should do? We should fuck in the shower. Just to fuck with them. Again, just terrible people with the exception of Danny McBride. On this ship. Just jerks.
What? Hang on. What's the problem with Catherine Waterston?
What? Hair was weird.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No, actually, I didn't mind Catherine Waterston. I thought she was quite good. I thought, well, she's a good actress. I thought she was good in it. I thought she didn't go down the route of just being a Ripley, pre-Ripley or anything like that. She doesn't have any of the big meltdown moments or anything like that post Franco's face burning and bits like that. So I thought she was very good at it.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
I didn't think anyone was particularly bad in it, to be honest.
No, I mean, because I quite enjoyed Crudup, to be honest. Well, no, I mean, he is involved in by a country mile the film's worst scene.
Absolutely.
Which one?
Oh God, the alien egg.
Oh yeah.
Come down to the basement, I've got something to show you.
Fucking hell, man.
Fuck off! No, you creepy weirdo.
Like, I just okay, all right. Well, let's talk about that then. I mean,
Yes, let's get into this goddamn thing.
like, because they could have done way more to justify that. Like his whole like God botherer persona and whatnot, and being like challenged by the idea of something else creating life
Yeah.
would have been interesting, but he doesn't say any of that. It's basically, right, I thought you were dodgy, David, but you've just told me you're going to tell me what's going on, so that's fine, and it's down this dark corridor, is it, and down these steps, and there are these weird alien things, and there's something moving around in it, and
I should look in it.
Touch it, it's quite fine.
You've told me that there's no problem with this whatsoever. Okay, cool, yeah, no worries at all.
Take a look, you'll want to see what's inside.
It just... That's
not the worst scene in the film.
No, well,
No?
okay.
No, it's not the worst scene in the film. The worst scene in the film is when you've got Fassbender blowing on that alien's face to calm it down.
I thought that was interesting. Like,
yeah, I didn't get on with it. That again, start off the alien. No, sorry.
Wait, is that just after he's ripped off the woman's head and everyone's having a reaction to the fact that there's a head bobbing around?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Fassbender's just blowing its face, which is a little bit, reminded me a little bit like the ridiculousness of fucking, in the Avengers, just sort of stroking Hulk's hand, and then he goes back into being Bruce Banner.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. I mean, like the third, I think it kind of gives a sign though that the third film could well be Fassbender thinking he can control these things, and then getting proven very, very, very wrong. and the whole
He gets D'Onofrio'd in Jurassic World.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, I think that would be very, very interesting how like an android would react to his creation turning against him. Because he's obviously, unless he just doubles down on the psychotic, and that's why they have no emotion whatsoever and whatnot, it's because he breeds them in a way that they are just completely like sociopathic, I suppose. But I mean, come on, man, the Billy Crudup scene is worse than that. I mean, like, because Crudup's good. That's the thing. Like, I like his discussions with Waterston. I like those scenes, and I like the fact as well that he's kind of set up as being the bad, like the guy who's going to not listen to anyone, and it's all going to turn to shit because of him. But he does instigate the whole them landing, obviously. But after that, it is him cracking down. But he doesn't become a bad. He doesn't become a bad guy.
Well, the thing is, with that, it's not like anybody else is. There's only Catherine Waterston who is really saying to him, "I don't think this is a good idea." There are enough people there saying to him, "I think we need to give it a go." It's not like he makes the final decision, but it's not like everybody else in the ship is telling him it's wrong.
No,
it's just Catherine Waterston is, and and really quickly he kind of says to her, I made a mistake. The good bit is that they don't have the "this is your fault" scene in it.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think it's weird. It's like the first half of the film builds him up really interestingly, and then his last two scenes are really quite bad. And I you just have to wonder if an actor like Billy Crudup was actually saying, like, would he really stand over this though? Like, why?
That's the thing, isn't it? Look into it. It's perfectly safe. At that point, you'd be going, "Fuck off!"
I mean,
no, you were just blowing on an alien's face a minute ago, and you're really creepy.
Is it supposed to be funny? Like, is Scott actually going for some sort of like absurdist dark comedy with that scene?
Oh, you might be reaching.
No, I mean, like, just because we all know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And the fact that Fassbender is being so weirdly nice about it, it almost feels like they're winking at the audience. And then the next scene with Crudup, well, his last scene, where he wakes up and then 5 seconds later it comes out, and then that's where the whole gestation period thing really fucking rears its head, where, like, because oh, hang on, no, didn't the alien fucking the alien on the ship, was that actually did that actually come out of Demian Bashir? And then, like,
yeah,
because doesn't he have some,
he didn't, I don't
because
think.
there's a shot.
Oh, he got facehugger, didn't he?
He could get a facehugger.
He got a facehugger on him, but it didn't wrap itself around.
No, I don't remember a chest burster.
But there is a shot where David Walter reapplies like gauze to his
gunk on his face. Yeah.
And it's like, did he lace that with some goo stuff? But then, if it did, how did it do a chest burst?
It did come out of Damon Bashir.
Sorry?
I'm just looking now at what is it?
But isn't he all like gored up though? Didn't something happen to him? Or is it just that the alien killed him?
No, the facehugger took onto his face. They tried to knife it off of him, and of course, acid onto his face.
Yeah.
As he ripped it off him, so it's like I guess it was like is he actually got it inside him, or has he not at that point because it wasn't finished chowing down on his face at that point? I guess that's the best we had to go on. And then he does. Is that what you said?
God, but then in Alien, like, it's on Ash for like what seems like days. Or at least there's definitely like an overnight period or something where like
there is a longevity to it that is clearly 5 seconds.
Yeah. It It doesn't make sense, and it's actually supposed to be the same continuity. Like, it's legit.
Yeah.
It's not like AVP. I mean, you could get around it with AVP because it's not this. It does not. It's obviously not. I mean, fuck. Lance Henriksen is fucking Wayland in that film, so it's obviously not the same continuity. God, Lance Henriksen was fucking Wayland.
Yeah.
That's so weird. But yeah, it bothers me, man. And it's not. I don't think that's a nitpicky, pedantic thing. That's a key part of the evolution of the alien. And Scott's gone, fuck it. The times now that require fast action. Everything's fast now. So now the facehugger, it can be on someone for 10 seconds and it can give them an alien and it'll burst out in a half hour. Why the fuck not?
But that's really strange because a lot of the film is quite slow and, you know, taking a long time to get down to the planet, taking a long time on the planet, talking to David, to have this sudden, oh crap, we need to have some action, so let's have it all play out really quickly there. It just feels kind of very bipolar in that sense.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it really is. I mean, it's almost like Rob Zombie's first Halloween film in a way, where like the first half is like really, really deep backstory stuff, and then the second half is basically Halloween on like 1.5 speed.
Yeah.
This is kind of similar. It's like the first half backstory stuff, second half is like Alien and Aliens combined and on 1.5 speed.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it.
So, do you know what I think was a nice touch? Calling Fassbender Walter in this one.
What,
Yeah.
it's Walter Hill?
Well, it's Walter Hill, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Walter
Sure.
Hill and David Giler, isn't it? Like,
Yeah. Brandywine Productions, isn't it? That do all that. Walter Hill, what a fucking man.
Oh yeah.
I love that guy.
I just
And imagine that. Imagine having a production company where you've made like 8 or 9 films and they're all alien films. Oh, and Women in Love, the Ken Russell film, I think was Brandywine's first production.
Wow. That's what this film needs, is more naked men fighting by a fireside.
Well, exactly. So, again, it all comes back to the cock.
It does.
Yeah.
2 Fassbender cocks flanking.
That's it.
Well, there we
Fassbender
go.
should just
That's-
dispense with his fucking robes in the next one. Just walk around free fucking swinging like he did in what's it? Shame.
Yeah, I just like the fact that he just gets a check for doing fuck all every now and then, and he's not even an executive producer. It's like produced by.
Yeah, he's the legitimate thing. Credit there.
Yeah, like which is weird because it doesn't really seem like him and Giler really get involved. Like Scott is very much the at the forefront with this.
No, they apparently. What Hill said, has virtually no involvement in them at all.
That doesn't surprise me. You know?
He was not a fan of Prometheus.
There you go.
Good for
At
him.
all. He didn't say it's real, but somebody I know that interviewed him, funny enough, in a hotel bar in London, and apparently the man can drink like a motherfucker. Was a little bit disparaging about Ridley Scott, apparently. Said that he swans back in and acts like he fucking owns the franchise because he made the first film.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what I'd imagine.
And then when you kind of think about it, you go, actually, he did a little bit.
I mean, yeah, Finch is not coming back to say, hey, I'm going to do some more now. Look how well my one did.
No, but if let's say what did happen is the next one was an all-out fucking balls-out sci-fi action movie where it was Marines versus aliens on a planet. Would you prefer Ridley Scott to direct that or James Cameron to direct that?
I'd prefer James Cameron, even though it wouldn't come out for 15 years.
Yeah,
I'd like it because it would stop him from doing Avatar. God
Well,
damn
yeah,
it.
that's stop doing Avatar. But if we could get a Cameron, back when he was only a prick, not a massive prick, then It'd be awesome. So what's everyone thinking here? Where is everyone? Where are you on it? Are you?
Yeah, I mean, I am definitely not shit because for all the disparaging nature I've given to it, I like the ideas. I like Fassbender. I like Waterston. I like Danny McBride. I think he did really well with a completely non-comedic role, by the way. He's light-hearted at times, but I don't think he's ever straight up comedic.
No, he's naturalistically funny.
Yeah,
in the fact that he's just a normal guy who will crack jokes.
And also, I will just say that I like the fact that where Prometheus had like jokey bits, you had I Like Rocks, you had Idris Elba cracking on to Charlize Theron. None of that stuff's here. This is a serious film which has silly moments, but they're not intended to be silly, and I like that. I like the fact that it is a film which is comfortable in its own skin, whereas Prometheus at times didn't quite feel like that. Prometheus, it felt like they were all on a lark at times, and even despite what was happening. With this, it's pretty fucking miserable from minute 1 to minute 120 or whatever it is. And I enjoy that. I thought it was atmospheric and 4K blue all the way. I'm definitely not shit, but I do reserve the right to not like it in the future.
Yes. Where are you, Andrew?
Probably touching cloth on this one. It's got a lot of good moments. There's some really good scenes, and as we've stated, Catherine Waterston, Danny McBride, and the two Michael Fassbenders, great performances.
Absolutely.
But there's a lot in between which I just didn't care for. I mean, the Demian Bichir character, just nothing.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
There's a lot of people who just pop up and don't do much, and there's a lot of time wasted in between actual scenes that feel like we're not even learning about the alien landscape, this planet. We're not really learning about the ship or anyone's relationships with each other. It's just things going on. And it's kind of annoying because there is clearly something interesting here as doing a mature science fiction film from a studio, which is rare. It doesn't have to have action all the time, and it doesn't have action all the time, and that's great. But I kind of wish it had more anything at times rather than just look. I mean, I know obviously Alien was a lot of corridors before anything actually happened, but that's fine. That's what that film was. This film doesn't have that kind of motif. There's no long strains of forest. There's no lots of man cave of David. There's just bits and pieces and random flashback as well. I can't really claim it's a great film. I can't even claim there's much cinema in there, but it looks nice. As you say, 4K Blu-ray will look stunning.
Yep.
But it exists, and that's about as much as I can say for it.
Well, I'm also definitely not shit in the fact that I liked the film. I just don't like where it's taken the franchise, as I've said before. But I am definitely not shit on it. But our Paul, definitely not shit, 46%. Touching cloth, 25%, and shit, 29%.
That feels more favourable than it would have been for Prometheus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Yes.
Cool. Very good.
So, who wants to go with what they've been watching this past week or so? Anything stand out?
Andrew, go on, mate.
Well, I basically just marathoned all of Master of None in this past week, this season 2.
Oh,
so
how is that?
It is wonderful.
I actually watched the first episode the day before yesterday.
That's a great way to open up.
The first episode is actually quite a lot of fun, actually.
It's Italian neo-realism, but with Aziz Ansari.
Yeah. It is.
How can you deny that? There's charm, there's beauty.
That's a perfect word for it. I did find it really quite charming.
Yeah. I mean, it should be wanky. That should be the ultimate of wank.
Yeah, it should be.
You've got a smile on your face the entire time. You just love being there in the presence of these characters. And that sustains itself the entire way through. There's a great ensemble piece that's called New York, I Love You, which is exactly what you'd think it would be.
I'm looking forward to getting more into it. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it, to be honest, after the first episode.
It's back. It's as good as it was last season. Except there's no Colin Salmon this year. But you get Bobby Cannavale instead. And who can deny Bobby Cannavale?
Yes.
I need to get on Master of None. I've got a feeling I'll enjoy that. Is it?
I think you will
I think
actually.
you should.
Yeah.
Is it like half-hour episodes or?
Yes.
Yeah, mostly. There's been one 1 hour episode so far, but that's late in season 2.
It's 4K on Netflix as well, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Is it HDR?
It's gorgeous. No, it's Ultra HD.
Yeah, it's just Ultra HD. Okay, all right. Well,
Yeah.
I'll take that. All right. Cool.
What have you been watching, Ian?
Oh shit! Was that really it, Andrew?
Oh yeah, no.
Oh, shit, okay,
It's
All right, mate. Fair enough. Okay, so yeah, I've got a few things. So after Mark spoke about it, I believe last week, I watched Volcano.
Ah, cool.
Wait, for the first time?
Yeah.
Oh, it's on TV every week. How do you miss that?
We have no access to live TV.
I
in
mean,
our
it's
home.
been on TV every week since 1997 when it came out.
All right, well, no, fair enough. All right, steady on.
You have no access to live TV.
Well, I mean, like we got that like TV player app on Apple TV, but we don't have a cable box and we don't have a working aerial. We just we're cord cutters. I think is the phrase. Yeah.
So have you got Virgin Media?
Yeah, but we don't have the TV.
Ah, right.
Yeah, no.
Did you just have that for broadband?
Yeah, no, we have broadband and home phone. Yeah, we cut out the TV in January. It's been fine.
All right. So if you want to watch like something on BBC Two, you just watch it through the iPlayer.
iPlayer, yeah, it does live TV through that, so it's fine.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah. Like Amazon Prime Now TV and whatnot, it's no real bother.
Yeah,
really.
I'm thinking about it and thinking, do you know what? What do I actually watch on TV?
Mate, I mean,
everything's demand.
I get Sky.
Volcano and Hot Fuzz.
Fucking Hot Fuzz.
And Hot Fuzz is on Netflix now.
Is Casino
Oh,
Island
yeah.
True Lies still on ITV2 every week?
True Lies is now on Sky frequently instead.
Yes, well, that's it. You see, the only thing that I actually ever watch on TV at the specific time that it's on is football, and that is it.
You see, that's the thing. I have Sky Sports Mobile TV, $5.99 a month. I get Sky Sports 1 and 2. Yeah, I have to watch it on my phone, but it's fine. So whatever. Yeah, no, Volcano. Yeah, it's fun. I enjoyed the more procedural stuff rather than like the big action climax. I like the planning that they do and the arguing amongst themselves and why stuff wouldn't work, which feels like that wouldn't happen if this film was made today. Also, John Carroll...
It didn't happen if this film was made today. San Andreas is basically Volcano made today.
Yeah.
I love San Andreas. Don't fucking...
Yeah. However, John Carroll Lynch's death is fucking horrific. That is so nasty. Like the way he just kind of like drowns in lava.
The way that you can see him about to do it as well.
Yeah. Like, I mean, the jump is amazing. Like they're like jump, and then it's just like the wide shot of him throwing the guy. And then just like jumping and maybe making it about a quarter of the distance and then just falling in. I mean, like it would be funny if it wasn't so fucking horrific. Yeah, I mean it's quite something, man. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Tommy Lee Jones and Anne Hesh have like no chemistry whatsoever. It's amazing.
Despite the fact that it does seem a little bit like Anne Hesh, she's desperately trying to flirt with Tommy Lee Jones, but he has no idea what flirting is.
Yeah.
And at some point there's a deleted scene somewhere where he looks at her and just goes, "Why do you keep touching me?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Really? Do you really want to know?" He's like, "It's weird that you keep touching me."
Yeah. No, I get that. Yeah. No, that's quite right.
He's the most long-term married man in the world. Just doesn't understand flirting.
It's nice.
So yeah, with Will Smith in the Men in Black films, I mean, whoa.
Yes.
Isn't he? Didn't he actually say to Jim Carrey on the set of Batman Forever, "I cannot sanction your buffoonery"?
Exactly that.
Like that.
He is a miserable man.
Like, I aspire to him, man. Like fucking.
He's OCB. He's old cracky bastard.
I was in the fucking Lego shop today, with Lottie, and the guy, I purposefully did not buy anything there because the guy at the fucking cash desk was the most overly try hard happy I've ever seen anyone be. And Lottie was asking for some minifigs, and I was like, no, you're not having some mini. No, you can buy something else in a different shop, but no. And it was purely because I did not want to have a conversation with that bastard.
Is that like when I got pissed off with the guy at my local McDonald's when he kept telling me every morning to have a great day and was being overtly nice to me, and I responded with, "Don't you fucking talk to me like that. There's no joy in this transaction."
Yeah, no, which is a great thing to say. Yeah, I can't believe you said that. But
Oh, you people are fun.
It just I can't deal with it. It's like, and I'll be honest, she got a bit upset about it as well, and I felt bad. But it's like I did buy her a toy somewhere else. I want to make that very, very clear. And
You are a responsible parent.
it was like it was free minifigs, and it was a £5 for the 3 of them, and it was just like no, you've got Lego at home, and you'd barely play with that as it is, so no. So it was fine. But yeah, I'm a miserable bastard, and I look up to Tommy Lee Jones. I watched the US cut of The Shining, because I like being miserable. I love the way.
Is there so much difference?
Okay, there's yeah, there is like extra stuff inserted throughout it. Even though, like, I mean, there's kind of pointless stuff, like the scene before Danny goes into the room and Jack's like just awake. He's like awake, sat on the bed. Then he asks Danny to come with him, and they have a little conversation where he's sat on his knee, and it's like, "Oh, don't you like this place?" And he says, "Oh, I want to stay here forever and ever and ever." There's a scene before there where Danny and Wendy are watching TV, and it's like this long pullback from the TV, and he basically asks, "Can I go up and get my fire truck?" And she's like, "Be really quiet." So it's a completely pointless scene, but it's in there for some reason. It kind of feels like, because I know Kubrick thought that like the UK cut was his preferred version, but it was like, yeah, whatever, with the US cut, you can have it if you want. It doesn't add anything of note, but it also doesn't feel over long.
How did you watch it?
iTunes.
It's on iTunes?
Yeah, the extended cut is on iTunes.
The thing is, I know it's fucking criminal to say this, I can never actually get on with The Shining, to be honest. But I'm kind of interested to watch that version of it now.
The thing that grabbed me about it, because it's been a few years since I watched The Shining, and the thing that grabbed me about it this time is the sound at the climax. Like, there's this chanting going on, which like in my mind's eye did not stop for like a solid 25 minutes, and it's really fucking eerie. I mean, he made a fucking horror film with that bloody film, did Stanley Kubrick. Jesus Christ. No, I mean, like the extended cut as well. There's a scene where Scatman Crothers is trying to get up to the overlook, and he phones one of his friends to get a snowplow, and the guy's Tony Burton from the Rocky films, which is fun to see him in. So you got that as well, but it's not really anything of much note. But you should give The Shining another go, Mark.
Yeah, I will do.
Okay, I watched Kickboxer Vengeance. Which is on Netflix. It's basically a loose remake of Kickboxer, except Jean-Claude Van Damme's in it. So that's fine. It was fun, and Dave Bautista's like pretty good as the bad guy, to be fair. So I had a decent enough time with it. It's like an hour and a half long, so hey. Been watching some Pixar with Lottie. Toy Story, Monsters Inc. and Cars. Monsters Inc. still makes me pretty much cry, to be honest with you. Toy Story, I think, is great, even though that film has not aged well. Like, the people in it look horrific. Like, they look so bad. And Cars, I did not hate as much as I did. This was only my second watch of it. Its heart is in the right place, but Tow Mater is the fucking worst. So that's all I really have to say about Cars. And lastly from me, Pacific Rim on 4K Blu-ray, which is a bit of an eye melter. Andrew, I know I pointed you in the direction of the Amazon 2 for $30 on this. Have you sampled yet?
Oh, we lost Andrew.
Oh no.
I wonder how long we've lost him for. Yeah, he's not there.
Shit. Okay, Oh, Andrew,
Right.
you there?
Hi. Yes, hi.
Cool.
Hi.
When did you drop out there, bud? I was just monologuing.
Well, back when you were talking about buying an actual toy for Lottie as opposed to not being completely utter arsehole of a father.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry,
That was a while ago.
I really was monologuing. Apologies. Okay.
That's fine, if I was a superhero, I'd have taken you out by now.
That's true. That is very, very true. I was just asking you
You're
a
talking about
question.
kickboxing.
I was talking about being...
Well, can I just say that they're doing another kickboxer movie, Ian?
Really?
Yeah, called Kickboxer Retaliation.
Oh, so that's going to be, probably Batista's
Oh. No, Batista's not in it.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't be. Spoiler
Jean-Claude
alert.
Van Damme's back.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Do you know who else is in here?
Go on.
Kellen Lutz.
Mike Tyson's in there.
Sweet.
Christopher Lambert's in there.
Sweet.
Ooh.
Ronaldinho.
Ronaldinho.
Yeah, Ronaldinho is playing a guy called Ronaldo in it.
That, fuck's sake. Are you sure this isn't a piss
He
take?
shaved his head for this role.
God.
It's real. Yeah, it's being filmed. It was filmed last year. There's also going to be a third one, which begins shooting very soon, called Kickboxer Armageddon.
Brilliant. I'm in.
What?
I'm in.
Wait, so it's kickboxers who go onto a meteor that's about to crash onto the planet Earth and have to kick
I
it to
hope
death.
so.
Oh my fucking god.
So Ian, carry on. What you were saying?
Pacific Rim 4K Blu-ray. Andrew,
Yes.
have you partaken?
I've watched a little bit of it, but I'm going to watch it tonight properly.
Deary me. When it's all sparky and neon and whatnot, oh my word.
Oh, I'm excited.
Oh, it is very good there, very good. It's a 2K DI, but the HDR really makes it pop.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's good. 2 for 30
I
quid.
do love HDR.
That and Lego Movie, 2 for 30 quid on 4K Blu-ray. I'll take that. That was alright, that.
I was a bit disappointed with the Lego movie.
What, the transfer?
The transfer, yeah, it didn't really seem that much different to the Blu-ray I already had.
Yeah, I've actually heard reports of that. Like the HDR don't really do anything for it. I mean, I haven't watched it yet. Like I'm just kind of saying it for when Lottie's interested in watching it.
It's not me.
I have hopes for the Lego Batman transfer though. Like that could be good.
The black should be deeper, darker blacks.
Yeah, that should definitely be deeper, darker blacks. Jesus Christ.
It's darker black.
Yes. Even though I don't think it was a 4K DI though.
No, animation films will not be that for a long time, I don't think.
No, which is a shame. For those who don't know what I'm referring to there. So basically, the thing with 4K is that a lot of 4K films were graded at 2K. Even if they're shot at like above 2K, a lot of them are graded at 2K and then released as in a 2K in cinemas, and then they usually use those masters for the 4K Blu-ray treatment. And it's the HDR which really kind of like shows the difference. However, if you have a 4K DI, then the results are appreciably better generally.
Hello Passengers or Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk.
Yeah, I'm fucking pumped for Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk. Also because
Hot Long Halftime Walk.
Long Halftime
The erotic version.
Okay, yes, well, half long, yes, you know what I mean. Just because, as much as I didn't like high frame rate for The Hobbit, I'm really interested to see what 60 frames per second plays like on my TV.
It is stunning.
Yeah, really.
Really stunning.
Oh, fuck, you've got Andrew's got the US 4K. It comes out over here next month. Mark, have you seen Billy Lynn yet?
I have not watched Billy Lynn yet.
Mate,
No.
yeah, do get on it when you can. That is a good.
I have been planning to watch it. Just it's one of those that I keep hovering over. Like I say it's over 2 hours. If it was under 2 hours, I'd have watched it by now, which makes no sense because
It's barely over 2 hours. It's like 2 hours 5.
Yeah, still at
Tiny
5
bit.
minutes.
A lot of
Makes
that,
no sense because I've watched other films recently that have been over 2 hours long that I had no reason to watch.
I mean, it's really annoying though, because I think Assassin's Creed is a 4K DI, but there is no way I'm ever buying that fucking disc.
It's no way it looks good though.
Sorry?
Because every scene is edited in a way that you can't see what's going on screen anyway.
Yeah.
So there's no way you can really get any detail.
Oh man, God, I mean, apparently
Except for
Ghost.
Brendan Gleeson's hair.
Oh well, yes. I mean, Ghost in the Shell is a 2K DI apparently when that comes out as well. It's like it's expensive.
Stupid.
It is stupid. Because the thing is, it's more expensive to do the 4K ones, but it's like fucking do it. You know, you've got cinema projectors that can easily show 4K and have been able to for a number of years now. It's like I know when Fincher's stuff starts coming out on 4K, he's gonna fucking insist on it being like 4K because he would have had a 4K DI in the first place. I need it. God damn it.
The fact that TV is doing, everything, a lot of things in 4K now as well, it's just, like, why can't cinema, which, 2K is barely above Blu-ray at this point, if you don't know that already.
Yes.
It's a couple of pixels each way, slightly beyond a standard TV screen in terms of pixel thing, and that's it. So why aren't we doing more 4K? Why aren't we doing more in cinema? It's embarrassing.
I'm sorry for the tangenting here, but it's so annoying because there's fucking Studio Canal keep on re-releasing stuff on Blu-ray and saying new 4K master, like The Man Who Fell to Earth and Mulholland Drive. Mulholland Drive comes out next week, and it's like, why not just release a 4K Blu-ray as well then? Charge an extra tenner. I know you're going to. It's fine. I'm not going to bother buying your new Blu-ray of Mulholland Drive from a 4K master when I have a 4K player perfectly capable of playing 4K stuff, and I know you're going to do a 4K at some point.
That's the first thing I did with my 4K player and TV was because I did the Man Who Fell to Earth trailer.
Yes, okay, sure, yeah.
So I had the 4K version of that lying around, as you would. So I put it onto my USB and put it onto there, and gosh, it looks stunning.
I fucking bet. And it just, when Criterion start doing it, and hopefully they UK on as well. By the way, I saw a Criterion on sale in Sainsbury's today. It fucking weirded me out.
Wow. Jesus, which one?
12 Angry Men.
Oh, that's a good shout.
Good shout out to that.
Yeah.
I was like, it was almost like a double take. And it was like, I could not, I almost bought it just because I kind of want to say good on you, Sainsbury's.
You got to remember, Ian, I bought NWA straight out of Compton on vinyl from Sainsbury's, which is just fucking weird.
Yeah, man. And God, 4K is starting to get into supermarkets as well. It does. It kind of feels like maybe it's actually got some traction. Maybe this one last breath of physical media has actually got something.
As soon as supermarkets start stocking it, you know that the price point's going to start coming down.
That is definitely got to happen. Like La La Land was 1999, which I'm okay with. That wasn't. And by the way, shot on film, 2K DI. For fuck's sake. I mean, it looks really, really nice. Don't get me wrong; it looks really nice, and like the grains in there. It's a good transfer, and I'm sure the HDR at the very least makes it look better than the Blu-ray. But what the fuck, man? It's La La Land. You know, like just it's an Oscar kind of winner. You know, well, it is an Oscar winner.
It is a winner.
Yeah, I mean, it won Oscars. You know, yeah, but you know what I mean. Just the Best Picture.
Yeah.
And it you know. Give it a fucking... I mean, one last thing on the 4K thing before I shut up. Unforgiven is coming out on 4K. I have never seen Unforgiven.
Ooh.
I am assuming that is a 4K DI. It's gotta be.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely a 4K DI. But apparently, I've heard early word that it's kind of the blacks aren't as black as you want to be. It's a very Goodfellas thing again.
Ah, fuck. That's the thing that's
So
put me
Warner
off
Brothers
buying
kinda being-
Goodfellas. Like, Blu-ray.com gave the 4K a 1 out of 5.
Was it 1? I thought it was 1.5.
Or maybe it was a 1.5, but yeah, like they savaged that fucking.
They really did,
treatment.
yeah.
And that really fucking scares me. Like, just it was a 4K transfer, and it's Scorsese, and I don't have it yet.
I will watch it and give you a heads up overall because I've only seen little snippets of it.
Yeah, please do. Actually, I'd appreciate that. But yeah. Anyway, it's nice having a fellow 4K player owner on.
It's a very nerdy specific, but
Was that after you convinced me to ditch fucking physical media?
I know, it's hilarious, isn't it?
Yeah.
is this your third time you've come back to physical media after ditching it? at this point?
Yeah. I think third's probably about right.
Yeah.
I'm loving it though. The Panasonic player I got is great. You know, it does genuinely look better than the Xbox One S 4K output.
Oh, that's interesting.
Actually, what player are you running, Andrew?
I've got a Samsung one.
Oh, the UBD K8500.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's the one. That's the one that I've had loads of fucking problems with, and I had to keep on taking them back.
I only had one problem with it. When it first arrived, it was broken.
That's a problem.
So I had to... Yep, but the next day I got another one. Perfectly fine since, so...
Yeah, the last one I tried before the Panny one I got now, like it was used like new off Amazon Marketplace and just didn't want to turn on.
Ah, that's going to be a problem. Yeah.
So it was like, right, fuck you, straight back you go. So
Sure.
yeah, and I've got the... Because Panasonic have done a few now. There's like the 700, the 900, and the 300. And I got the 300. My first 4K player, which I got a couple years back now, was the 900, and it was like 550 quid.
Yeah.
And that was lovely. This one, I barely see any difference. But the Samsung and the Xbox One S, I actually think the images weren't quite as vivid.
Interesting.
Yeah. I've heard other people say similar about the Xbox, not so much the Samsung, but definitely the Xbox. Apparently, that is a cheap UHD player, and it is a cheap UHD player, even though it does do Dolby Atmos and DTS:X now. So if they did a firmware update. So if anyone was holding off an Xbox One because of that, then don't worry about that now. But yeah, I'm going to get me a Dolby Atmos and DTS:X rig at some point over the next few months.
God, Jesus Christ, that's a dream.
Thing is, right, you can get a receiver that is Atmos and DTS:X compatible now, a Denon receiver for about 300 quid. And then you just got to buy the speakers and the subwoofer.
Yeah.
You know, and so I'm not going to put them on my ceiling. I wish. I'd never be allowed to do that. But I think I can get some 5.1 Atmos going at least. So that should be pretty good.
That'd be really nice, yeah.
I'm going to let Mark speak.
Cool. That got very fucking technical.
Get a 4K
What have I watched
Mark,
this
don't-
week?
Join the revolution.
Yeah. Join.
I watched Easy A. Rewatched that because Becky wanted to rewatch it.
Good time.
It's a great time. Easy A. What I was hit with is how weird it is that Will Gluck went from making Fired Up, which I really quite enjoyed actually,
FU.
To yes, FU, yes. Easy Air, which is very good. I really enjoyed Friends with Benefits, and then
It's
he
fun
was
times. Well.
yeah, great film actually. I really remember really quite enjoying that. And then he made the
Blanny
film, yeah, which now makes me go, do you know what? I might watch that actually. It looks horrible.
It's tough to watch.
But I'm
Cameron
looking
Diaz
at going,
is really straining.
yeah, but I'm now thinking, I know it's going to be shit, but I think I'm going to watch it. So that's what I took from Easy Air was, oh my god, this film makes me want to watch a shit film. So I enjoyed my rewatch of Easy Air. I also rewatched The Sum of All Fears.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a random choice.
It is a really random choice. And it's really boring.
I seem to remember it in the cinema being kind of like, oh, I thought this was meant to be an exciting action film starring Ben Affleck.
And it's not. It literally is just people talking to each other and making it seem like it's really important.
Yeah.
But you're watching it going, I don't give a shit. They can blow each other up. They can all blow each other up because this is looking like way too real right now.
Oh,
Except it's this. Essentially, what is happening right now is the Sum of All Fears as a Saturday Night Live sketch is the reality of what is happening right now. So it is terrifying to think that at some point Donald Trump will be on Air Force One going, can somebody just call Jack Ryan and see what he thinks about this? And Bannon will be going, yeah, we can do. And as they walk out of a room, Spicer's going, does he know that he's not a real person? It's like, fuck it, no, we'll just tell him. He said go. He said bomb it. We can do whatever we want. He thinks Jack Ryan's fucking real.
Which Jack Ryan would they call?
What happens? Well, just don't tell him it's the Baldwin one, because he will not like that. Tell him it's Affleck. He loves Affleck.
It's Chris Pine. He'll never remember who it was.
Yeah. What make him go? Well, we called Jack Ryan. Which one? Affleck. Good. Don't call that fucking Baldwin one. I didn't like him. He was mean to me. It's boring. And then I watched The Rainmaker.
Good God.
Yes. Which I really enjoyed, actually. It's really quite good. I forgot a film that I watched as well. I also watched The Hotspot. Because why not?
That springs to mind, but I can't place it.
The Hotspot stars Don Johnson as an impossibly cool motherfucker in it.
So Don Johnson,
yeah.
Yeah.
Where he drives. All right, it's directed by Dennis Hopper, and it's made in like 1990. And it's a proper neo-noir film. It starts off, Don Johnson quite literally drives into town, and then he's having a drink, and then he walks across to a car lot where you've got one of the guys, he's failing to sell a car, and the guy's walking away having not bought a car. So Don Johnson just randomly starts talking to him and selling him a car, and then walks into the car dealership and says to the owner of the car dealership, just pretend like we're arguing, and just gesticulate with your hands a little bit. The guy goes, what the hell are you doing? And he's going, well, I'm selling that car out there. And he's saying, no, you're not. What are you doing on my car lot? And he goes, I'm selling that car. To which he writes something on a bit of paper, takes it out and goes, right, if you'd like to go across the office, she'll process your payment. And literally sells the car. He then proceeds to walk in, get a job selling cars, but then for the rest of the movie, all he does is not sell cars and fucks everyone.
I'm on board.
Right.
It's on Netflix. It is over 2 hours long.
Right.
And he basically women just seem to find him irresistible, which you can understand because he's cool as fuck. He also does some other stuff. He doesn't just fuck women, but the other stuff he does just makes it look effortlessly cool.
Fair enough.
Yeah, honestly, watch it because it's great.
Are you sure?
Jack Nance is in there. He plays the bank manager,
Right.
who also seems to really enjoy going to the strip club. And then at one point you get Jack Nance does something so Jack Nance it is untrue with a sign that is just magnificent.
You watch some weird stuff, man. You watch some weird stuff.
Yeah. And I also watch Prometheus and just no. Do you know what? Fair enough, people. If anyone can get any enjoyment or like Prometheus, all power to you. I have no issue with that. It's just fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I tried to watch it last month. Got about an hour into it, just gave up.
You watched the good hour as well, then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was it for my watching. We do have some questions this week. So question number 1. Jack Burton, Mr. F1978 says, have there been enough movies set in the Alien universe at this stage? 8 if you count AVP. Is it overkill?
Oh, shit. Hang on. Sorry.
Your vibrator just start.
What?
That sounded like a vibrator, dude.
No. Fuck off. I can exclusively reveal it was not a vibrator.
That's what somebody who's using a vibrator would say.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Fake news.
It's all fake news. Enough films in the Alien series.
I want another AVP.
I don't want another AVP.
I do. I want it to be directed by both Shane Black and Ridley Scott, where one directs one scene and the other one directs the next scene. And I want it to cost $250 million.
I would watch that.
I'd watch the fuck out of that.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Only if they advertised it as from the director of The Nice Guys and 1492 Conquest of Paradise.
Yep. I'm all for that.
Next question.
Next question. Rick Kidd at Rick J Kidd. Has there ever been a prequel which has actually lived up to the original film? Only the prequel parts of Godfather Part 2 come close for me.
I think the Josh Trank version of Fantastic Four was a fantastic prequel to Rise of the Silver Surfer. Quite the tonal change, I'll say that.
Yeah.
That's out on 4K. How the fuck is the Josh Trank version of Fantastic Four out on 4K?
Because Fox like to put all their stuff on 4K, except for things like Hidden Figures or Why Him. Keeping Up with the Joneses.
I need to see how much that is, because I will be honest.
20 quid.
It probably will be 20 quid, won't it? If I saw that version of Fantastic Four on 4K for a tenner, I'd buy it.
Wow. That's crazy.
It's 20 quid. It is 20 fucking quid. It's not even in the 2 for 30.
It might be down in the HMV version, because they put a lot more Fox stuff on that system.
Oh, yeah. Oh, can you imagine actually going into HMV and buying that version of Fantastic Four on 4K? Like, the person would just look at you like you're a piece of shit.
I have some respect for myself. No, I would never do that to myself.
No. Prequel better than...
I'm trying. I can't really think of anything.
Rise of the Planet of the Apes and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, technically prequels.
Not a bad shout, mind. That is not a bad shout.
But yeah, good prequels are really, really rare, obviously. When Harry Met Lloyd.
Never saw that.
Could you technically count the Fast and Furious movies that are before Tokyo Drift?
So 4, 5,
6.
4, 5, 6. They're prequels, technically.
Prequels to Tokyo Drift. Yeah, I guess you can get away with that, maybe.
Over those. Oh, Kong Skull Island was better than Godzilla.
Are we? Oh God, yeah, they are in the same universe, actually, aren't
They're
they?
in the same universe.
Yes, they are.
We're cheating, but
Yeah, that's a loosey-goosey definition of prequel, but yeah.
Yeah. Next question. Reed Kamen at Reed Kamen. How would you improve the film? I'm guessing it's talking about Alien Covenant because it was a response to that being the film we're covering. Were the effects still admirable, and what did you enjoy most?
I mean, the effects were fine. Like, the alien was all CG-y and plasticky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The effects I thought were best than Prometheus.
I kind of thought it was of a piece with Prometheus, to be honest. Like, it kind of like the same kind of visual look to it, and
I
yeah.
thought the mini aliens were better.
Yeah,
In
that's
this
true. That's true.
When I watched Prometheus, when the mini alien came on, I was very aware that I was watching a mini little fucking digital rendering of an alien.
Okay.
Felt a little bit like something from a Cartoon Network cartoon.
I think that's a bit fucked
That'd be a
up.
fun children's cartoon.
Yeah, I was gonna
Baby's Animal.
Fucking Cartoon Network, it won't surprise me. Our dog loves Cartoon Network. It's fucking weird.
By the way, speaking of, fucking Facebook's telling me to add her as a friend again, Mark. I'm not, like...
Isabel,
Yeah.
I don't think she uses Facebook anymore.
Fucking hell, man. Like, it just... Facebook, I don't want to be Facebook friends with my mate's, like, 13-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Like...
I don't want to be friends with her on Facebook. I don't think I have.
That is the start of some horrible drama coming up in the next couple of years.
That's
No,
disturbing.
that's be like a spotlight style.
Jesus fucking Christ, Andrew.
Not you, but I'm just saying.
No,
yeah.
alright.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, okay,
style
fair
something.
enough.
Cool. I think that's it for questions. Actually, I think let me just double check.
I am joking, by the way, Andrew. Don't worry. But
Oh, we did one more. Midlands Movies at Midlands Movies. Was playing the theme tune within the film of the Alien series "Jumping the Shark" moment.
I don't think it was Jumping the Shark, but I think it was. I kind of referenced it earlier on. I knew I was being pandered to, but I still enjoyed it because it was almost like, right, okay, he's actually trying to make an Alien film here. That's comforting. But then he fucks up the speed of the gestation period.
Yeah, I agree. I say you knew you were getting pandered to, but you kind of liked it.
Yeah.
Is that the theme tune, or is it just, the score reproduced? Because the theme tune sounds like it should have lyrics, which I would love to have an Alien theme tune.
Well, it's like the
That'd be...
do 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 kind of thing.
There's
Isn't it?
an alien in the ship right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bit of Will Smith rapping on that would be great.
Yeah.
Solid theme tune.
Cool. That's it for questions now. I think I'm sure it is. Yes, it is.
Sweet.
Ian, what are we covering next week?
Well, I'm gonna see a few things, so take your pick. I'm assuming we're not going to be reviewing Snatched, but I want to see Goldie Hawn on the big screen.
You've actually going to see that at the cinema?
I want to, yeah, because I have an unlimited card. Like that's
right,
literally why.
That's why that thing exists.
For unlimited card holders.
Yeah.
Exclusively made for Cineworld Unlimited card holders. That'd be amazing. What else is out? Colossal's out.
Colossal, but isn't also King Arthur out?
And yeah, that was what I was leading up to.
Oh, Legend of the Sword?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's going to be that, isn't it?
Even though they didn't really need to put a subtitle on that, did they? Because that would seem to imply that there's going to be a franchise.
There could be another one, Charlie Hunnam's going to have his time free. They can make one in Guy Ritchie's back garden.
Fucking hell, man! Like, it just.
And do you know what I hope happens when Guy Ritchie makes Aladdin makes $1 billion fucking dollars, and they go, right, we're going to let you make whatever you want. I hope he just goes, do you know what? I want to make A Man from U.N.C.L.E. and King Arthur sequel together.
I want him to do
I'm there.
another fucking.
The
rock
Man
and
from
roll
King
there.
Arthur's Uncle.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah.
I just want Rock and Roller 2.
Oh, Real Rock and Roller.
Because he was talking about doing a trilogy of those, wasn't he?
It was Rock and Roller, Real Rock and Roller, then Rock and Roll Star.
There you go. Yeah.
I've not
That's
seen
the trilogy.
Rock and Roller.
Have you not seen Rock and Roller?
I've not seen Rock and Roller. No.
Jesus Christ.
It's good.
It's great.
Yeah, it's a good fucking flick, that. Yeah.
I'll give it a go. It came out at a time when I was just like, do you know what? No. I'm
I think that's
done
what
with
most people
Robert
said.
Guy. But then again, I've actually... I can't think of anything that actually of Guy Ritchie's that I've not actually liked in some way, to be honest.
You see, Swept
Away?
Swept Away.
I watched Swept Away and didn't despise it. It was shit, but, I watched it.
Fair enough.
I've watched worse.
I want to
rewatch
Rock and Roller and Revolver and whatnot, but I'm also mindful of the fact that I've still got like 6 or 7 episodes of Twin Peaks plus Fire Walk with Me plus the missing pieces before Monday.
Oh my god.
I got to Sky Plus the Twin Peaks today, and it was fucking weird doing that.
I bet.
Sky Plus in, and then saying, "Do you want to bookmark the entire series?" Yes, I do. Wait a minute, I've just bookmarked Twin Peaks, and it's fucking new.
As Mike said on WhatsApp the other day, like the fact that I have to wait maybe a day or two, and you guys have had to wait decades. It's a very, very weird. Like, I'm literally going to finish a first watch of Twin Peaks Series 2 this week, and you've watched it over and over, I don't know how many times.
I have watched, I mean, double figures the amount of times I've watched the whole thing.
Anyway, speaking of jumping the shark as well, Dude and a Monkey doing weekly reviews of Twin Peaks.
Yes, we will be, won't
in the
we?
next several months.
Yeah.
We're doing TV. In fairness, it's Lynch. So,
Fuck it.
Exactly.
It's not TV, it's Showtime. Is that the phrase?
Is that actually their slogan?
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
They've just gone for it.
Yes, they don't call it TV shows, they call it television events.
It's not BO, it's HBO.
So, King Arthur or Colossal next week, depending on how things line up. Is there anything that we needed to talk about we haven't spoken about yet?
A child coming in.
You've just been attacked by a child.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Andrew, for joining us. It's been an absolute joy to have you on for the Alien film, and we'll have to make sure we get you on again at some point soon.
Always happy to be here. Thanks very much for having
nice
me.
one. Thank you, Andrew.
The last time I think you were on was...
Hateful Eight.
Was it Hateful Eight? Was, yeah, of course was, yeah.
Gosh, yeah, that's a long time
Lottie,
ago.
what are you saying? You're late? Sorry, guys.
Are you late? Yeah.
Important date.
Sometimes what? Oh, well, I love you too. Thank you very much, baby.
Oh.
Right, I shall let you go and be a dad.
Sorry about that, guys.
Thank you very much, Andrew.
That felt too sincere.
No, well, Donna just told me to say it.
Dudeandmonkey.com, at Dude at Ian Loring. If anyone wants to email us, do that. iTunes reviews, all that bullshit. And thank you very much. And we shall speak to you
next week. Yeah, okay, I was wondering, what is there some sort of weird delay there, like ambiguity about when we'll next speak to them?
No.
Maybe never.
This is it for Dude and a Monkey. We just told you what's coming up next week. We've just decided to cancel the show entirely.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye forever.